This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, freaks? Freakazoids. Day freaks, night freaks. You're all freaks. Yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of weird lately. Like, it doesn't seem like my show's being sent out to people, you know? I mean, like right now, it says there's 69 people. I mean, really? I mean, that's crazy. I wonder if the day shows are screwing things up like that. Because the day shows, we've got like 70 people watching. And then we used to have 300 or 400 at night, but... Noise what? Probably shadow banned. Yeah, so I guess wherever we end up... No, there's nothing to talk to about YouTube. YouTube doesn't care about the people that do shows for them and make them money. They just do not care at all. They really don't give a shit. You tell them something, they go, well, everything looks normal, you know, and I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. They never really care. You know, there's this chat person, and they always say the same thing. God, they always go, wow, it must feel really terrible like that. Let me see what I can do. Can I put you on hold for 5 minutes? They come back. Yeah, everything looks fine. Here's some links for you to check out. It's ridiculous. Okay, they really don't care whatsoever about their, you know, the people that work for them, basically. Yeah, so we might do Cheryl Coker later. I don't really know. I don't want to do like half and half. I want to start over on the Cheryl Coker one. I mean, that one's still unsolved, and her body was found in 2020, and there's still no resolution on that one. It's ridiculous. Right, but anyways, you guys can see the stream goal at the top of the screen there. That is for this stream, and there's Danielle with the first one out of the gate there. Thank you. And then there's a super freak at the top where once, I think any combination of $20, it flips over to whoever that was that put it over the 20. Let me make sure that that's working though. Oop, that wasn't it. Okay, I think it's working. All right, so Jennifer Coffindaffer on Twitter. She posted a few pages of the probable cause document. So I asked her if she had the original, and she said she did, so she sent it to me, and I put the link to her Twitter in the description below. She does a lot of reporting on Kohlberger. She seems like she's pretty into the Delphi case, and also, obviously, she had information on this one. And yet, did you guys notice, though, that, like, I've been covering Madeline Kingsbury since the very first day she was missing, right? And I've covered it the whole time. And then, right when it gets big, where there's an arrest made, the other YouTubers jump on the bandwagon, and now they're like, ooh, everybody's like, wow, this is so great. And it's like, well, where were you? We've been covering it the whole time. It's bizarre. Bizarro world, you know? Really weird stuff. After your daytime show ended, another channel covering... Oh, okay. Well, so what, American lady? Why didn't you go watch that one? Yeah, that person they always cover just the big things. So it's kind of lame, you know, like, ooh, let's go watch Kohlberger sitting in there again about the... I mean, I'll show you the picture of him. I don't really care about what the crazy shit that was in the... all they're talking about is whether or not it should be televised. Is that really... How interesting is that? Honestly. I mean, I'm just showing you this because there's a different picture of him without the orange jumpsuit, and they got him in a suit, and there's like a moment where he smiles at his attorney, and literally 0.1 seconds later he's not smiling. I think he's an absolute sociopath, that guy, who imitates people and the look of other people and things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Yeah, I bet you I know who it was that was covering Kohlberger. Let's see, they wear a hat just like mine, and headphones and glasses, and have a trigger bunny. Let's see, I don't understand why he is in prison. Yeah. Now, they probably are making it so that he has a different appearance. They've probably already approached the judge and said, hey, you know, it's prejudicing people in society thinking I'm a prisoner by looking at my orange jumpsuit. Yeah. Know what I'm saying? Thanks, Charisma. Right. I think most of those people you guys just watch anything sometimes. It's just it's wild. Let's see. Yeah, maybe something like that. Okay, anyway, let me get those two out of the way first. Now, first I want to show you the John Forsyth article there. He's got a I mean, this is the girlfriend that he had, his fiance basically, that was pregnant. So family members were immediately alarmed at his disappearance. After it emerged, he had left his wallet, passport, 5 cell phones, laptop, and keys inside his unlocked RV and car. But many were kept in the dark about his relationship with Barnett, who was 8 months pregnant. God, this is such a weird case, right? Like, every time you try to theorize, there's something that contradicts it. Yeah, trials always have, but these are hearings, which is kind of weird that they let him dress in a suit. No. This guy, he's a sociopath. The way he smiles, I guarantee it. He's crazy. I mean, his attorney smiles at him, and then he just like. I mean, let me try to imitate it. It looks like he's like, he goes. I mean, it's like he smiles, and then his face turns back to absolute plain nothingness within less than half a second. I mean, it's ridiculous. Right? Yeah, and this article is just kind of weird for a lot of reasons. So Forsyth is pictured here for the first time with his pregnant fiancee, Laura Barnett, who is in a social media post said she was heartbroken over his disappearance. But like, what's going on in this picture? Is this after he was found dead? I mean, they all look miserable. Every single person in this one, other than this person here, they've got a smile on their face. But was this picture taken at the funeral, or I don't really know what's going on here. So that's him and his girlfriend there. Oh, you can't see. Sorry, I didn't flip back. Yeah, right here. Look at this picture here. I mean, what the hell's going on in this one? This lady's smiling. Nobody else is. So it makes you wonder. I mean, was this recently? And if it was recent, where's John? He's not in the picture. Yeah, that's the brother Richard there. I'm not sure if that's the vehicle that he lives in there. So this is where he worked at this hospital here. Let me see if that's the right one that we have. Yeah, I mean, Richard's, there's stuff that, I mean, here's the thing. If Richard if it's not a true story that there was an abduction attempt, and also that there is no, like, I don't know, it's so weird, because if there's no real gifts that were given, because apparently he said they got gifts, him and his mom, from John. And then a day after he got engaged, he signed over his business, John did, to Richard, like the control of the business. So that's weird. I mean, because he didn't normally give gifts. He also told him he loved him and everything like that. That's something he doesn't normally do. That's what the brother claims. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't seem legit, It's like just odd stuff in that story. And yet, apparently, he's on camera meeting somebody in a white van, walking around by himself, then leaves somehow. Does he get back in his car and then park it where it was found? We don't know. I mean, we, privately behind the scenes, it just seems like there's some weird stuff in this case. I mean, apparently that's the pool that was over here, and that's what the parking lot where his car was seen with the van, but his vehicle was found over here. So how does that make sense? If somebody must have got back in that vehicle and moved it. Guess that's them looking around. Let's see, but many were kept in the dark. Yeah, we got that. Forsyth was last seen on surveillance footage walking towards an RV kept in the car park. That's bullshit. Who wrote this thing? Oh, okay, it's 7 a.m. But that wasn't when he was last seen. He was seen on surveillance. That counts. Okay. So that's the RV kept in the car park, but then he must have left it by leaving it unlocked, maybe, or somebody went there after they. So after he was killed, somebody may have gone back to his RV to get something specific. Perhaps codes to bitcoins. We don't know, right? Posting on, the actual serial numbers they have, these long encrypted, I don't know if the numbers are encrypted, but the numbers that you have are long. You don't always need to answer everything I say, Cindy. Just, Posting on social media, Barnett said, "My love of my life, I miss you more than anyone can imagine. Please help in finding my fiance, Johnny. Please share and reshare to keep his face out there if anyone has seen it. She has not commented since he found dead, with family members telling dailymail.com she is devastated by his death." She's not commented since he found dead. Who wrote this one? This one doesn't seem... You mean he was found dead, right? Yeah. Authorities located his black Infiniti sedan abandoned at the Cassville Aquatic Park in the Ozarks. The car keys were inside, along with Forsyth wallet, passport, and briefcase. It almost seems like right then, when he walks away, unless somebody moved his car later, when he walks away, he leaves it in there. So unless there's something nefarious going on with the brother or some other person involved, it seems more likely he could have done something to himself. I mean, if it's true that he gave a gift to his mom and his brother, told his brother he loved him, then he gets engaged so that his wife can inherit the stuff because it is his kid, but he's just done with whatever he's done with. And then he signs over the power of attorney to his brother, and then he goes and commits suicide. The part that throws a wrench into all that is the white van. Like, who the hell was in the white van? All right? Don't know. And let's see, the body was found near the bank across from the Lost Bridge South area of Beaver Lake, which is about 20 miles south of Cassville. New pictures show the search efforts of officers across the lake where his body was found. Thanks, Jill. I appreciate it. Yes, everybody, we got the goal at the top of the screen there on the left. We put it there so I wouldn't have to bring it up. So if you guys would like to help support the channel like we used to always do, that would be absolutely awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Hi, Grace. So happy to catch alive. I've been working way too much and going to bed early. Hope all is well. Yep, pretty good, pretty good.
Hi, Grace. So happy to catch alive. I've been working way too much and going to bed early.
Yeah, we know he was featured on Forbes.
Well.
Yeah. A further search by police revealed that 2 cell phones were left behind in Forsyth's luxury RV. An expensive 90-acre search was carried out by the Cassville Police Department soon after, which failed to turn up any results until a kayaker found his body last month. It has been, let's see, it has since been claimed that the doctor had as many as 5 cell phones in his black vehicle, which his family saying they knew of at least 2 of each for his personal and work life. Yeah, so maybe it was like over on this side over here. Because this is the south area of it, and it said across the lake, so maybe over here. Hard to say. Yep, there goes my stomach. Alright, so we did, okay, that's all I've got on that. I don't know, I thought it'd be interesting to see the girlfriend and him. I don't, yes, he's been on the cover of Forbes magazine, who cares? So it doesn't change any element of the case whatsoever at all that he was doing that. The facts of what happened to him are still exactly the same. And then Kohlberger here coming into court. But here, watch in a second though when his attorney smiles, like that attorney right there. She almost seems like she likes him or something. The way she just kind of keeps like, hey, do you see me? Hey, look at me, look at me. Hey, want to smile? Right there. Yeah, so he's imitating her smile. I wonder if that's what it is. Hey, Bryan, we know you're a sociopath, but if you could just, like when I smile, imitate it. But watch how fast this goes away. Watch this. Oh, man, that was like world record. Okay, right there, smile with the squinted eyes. Next frame. I mean, it is gone, man. That is gone like the wind. I mean, you see that shit? Boom. I think that is crazy Looney Tune stuff right there. Okay? I mean, usually there's sort of a gentle releasing of the smile to a normal look instead of, hey, I've got to imitate you smiling so that I look like I'm smiling, but it's not real, so as soon as I stop imitating you, it just goes away. There's no audio or anything, but God, man, I can't get over that. That is just wow. I think that's literally 0.2 seconds from the squinty, happy, imitating the attorney look to absolutely stone cold nothingness. Yeah, so he appears in court in suit and tie as attorney for family of Idaho murder victim Kaylee Gonzalez, begs judge to lift gag order that stops him from speaking to the media. So I wonder why they're so hell-bent on wanting that. I mean, why is the family just, ooh, we just want to be able to talk about it? I mean, is there podcasts that they want to be involved with, or like what's going on? I don't understand the. A judge overseeing Bryan Kohberger quadruple murder. I mean, it must be hard not to be able to talk about it. I guess maybe that's what it is. And by the way, how is that legal? I'm always wondering about these gag orders. That we have a First Amendment right here. Okay, so when they have these gag orders, who the hell are you? I mean, I know you're a judge, but you don't get to tell people what they get to say, unless I guess maybe there's something that trumps that. The right to a fair trial. Maybe that trumps the First Amendment right to speak. I don't know. Maybe there's something like that. Kohlberger appeared in Latah County Court in a black suit, blue shirt, and tie Friday for a hearing. His attorneys want the gag order to remain in place for the duration of his trial. That's ridiculous. He will go to court in October accused of murdering Kaylee Gonzalez, Maddie Mogan, Dana Coronado, and Ethan Chapin in Idaho in November last year. Today, his attorney appealed to the judge to keep the order in place, claiming it one of the only ways to ensure a fair trial. And let's say the parents do say something. What do? The judge is going to put them in prison when their daughter was butchered by some psycho? Yeah, anyways, the order prevents the families and attorneys on both sides from talking specifically about the case to the media. The Gonzalez family and the media is fighting the order. Judge John Judge today did not make a decision. He said he will release a written decision after weighing both sides' arguments. Kohlberger is also asking that cameras be banned from the courtroom when he goes to trial. In legal papers this week, his team claimed he was being unfairly scrutinized on social media, where his body language is discussed at length. He complained in a filing this week that his body language was being overanalyzed on social media. You mean like right there? Like what I just did? With your fake smile that disappeared within 0.1 seconds? Kohlberger is expected at both hearings today. Yeah, so Kohlberger, 28, is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. Yeah, the body's yeah, we've already gone over this 1,000 times. Hey, thanks for thinking of me, your gypsy. Appreciate it. So now we're going to get to what I really wanted to go over was the Madeline Kingsbury Adam Fravel-probable cause document. That's so amazing that you can do a live show to watch a shitty, boring Kohlberger hearing and have 1,500 people going, ooh, oh, God. Man, that's the last thing. When there's a trial, I'll be right there, okay? Or some kind of like hearing where facts of the case are discussed. Man, it's amazing. Just, I don't know what you call it, man. Don't know what you call it. Yeah, I don't really know how it works either. I mean, sometimes when I was covering Kohlberger, I'd have like 900 or 1,000 watching, but I don't go out of my way to, try to, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just not what I do. I just do shows, Like, I don't really know. I don't do the marketing stuff. I I know people. It'd be great if somebody was doing that. And it's sort of up to you guys to share links and send stuff out there. And I put links out on my own before the show, but other people have to share and try to get people to watch. And I don't know. And I think the key is, though, that you always have to cover really popular cases that everybody else really wants to talk about, or you get screwed. That's the reality. And people don't want to admit it, and it's like they always go, "Great, man, I don't want you to cover all these other, the popular ones all the time, man. You need to get back." Well, yeah, right, but my channel suffers because of it. I wouldn't want to do that. You go through the playlist of these channels that get all the views, and it's the same damn one over and over and over and over again. And I try to just do all kinds of different things, thinking it might be interesting, but I literally get punished. I mean, just look at tonight, for example. Just look at it. it's so frustrating. You know, you spend hours and hours and hours and hours trying to get stuff together. You know, I was working on Coker the whole day, but then I got a hold of Coffindaffer on Twitter and said, "Hey, do you got the probable cause document?" Because she posted 3 pages of it, and she sent it to me, you know, and links in the description there. So now I'm going to go over that. But it's just really, man, I don't know. I mean, just look at right now in the chat, okay? Just look what's going on here. So, anyways, let me get to the... I mean, one of these days I'm just going to go, you know what, screw it. I'm going to be just like everybody else, and I'm going to cover all the popular cases and get the maximum income possible for the channel and just be like, okay, the hell with it, right? But instead, right now I do shows where I try to do these. I'm working so much harder now for only like 25% more than I used to make. Okay, so we have the day show, and the day show always seems to reach the goal, and then we have the night show, and we're just barely, it's such a struggle now, where this, you know, this goal at the top of the screen right there isn't even close to what we would just bring in. I didn't have to have a goal in there. Okay, so that's where it gets to the point where it's like, yeah, Jesus, you guys, what do I do? Do I go back to just doing the one show, but now the people in the night are so used to sort of the way it is now? Or do I go back, or do I just start doing the popular ones to get as many people in there as possible and, you know, sort of get rid of the sort of freak family atmosphere that we got? No, that's the thing is, I guess maybe I'm just looking for a different, maybe I would be looking for a whole different set of people then, right? You know, I guess that's how it would be. Because I rely on you guys every single night and the day show in here to support the channel because there is no ad revenue. Okay, so when I spend a whole day and you look up at the screen and, you know, that's why I have the goal at the upper left so that you guys can just see what's needed, which that number up there is way less than the notebook. You know, when I give out the notebook, that was when we brought in $300. I give out a notebook because after YouTube gets their portion, and then I put aside 50% of the net revenue for charities that I give to, there's not very much left over, right? So, but now I reduced it because I have a day show. Do you guys even give a damn what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just telling you because I do the real talk here. And so that I struggle sometimes on what I should be doing because I get really frustrated when I keep seeing the same people cover the same cases over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You know, Kohlberger sneezes. It's a 3-hour show. I feel like there's other things that are interesting out there. Yeah, I don't know why they're not here. Are they watching the other things, or what are they doing, Jessica? I have no idea. Yeah, nobody said it was, Brandon, but that's part of what we do here. Because, like I said, we've already funded 10 cases in the DNA world, and I've still got more to go on one of the 10. All right, so it matters a lot for what we do on this channel, okay? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird time of the year, summertime. People go on trips and whatever. Oh, there you go. There's Juju positive. All right, now I'm going to go over to the Madeline Kingsbury, the Adam Fravel-probable cause document, the whole thing. It's not incredibly long, it's just looks like it's got a lot of details in it. Yeah, there really isn't. It hasn't been positive vibes as much in the evening for some reason. Not sure what's going on. Yeah. I've been trying hard to just be... Yeah, I didn't ask you what the reasoning for you, Madrox. Nobody was asking, okay? So we're going to get rid of that one. I'm talking about my channel, not what you're going on in your world, all right? I've said 1,000 times in here, I don't want anybody helping out the channel that can't afford it, all right? So you don't need to type in what's your issue, okay? I'm saying if you can't afford it, I don't want a nickel from you. You can just watch the show, all right? But I always find that whenever I say that, people like to type in why they can't, and then it's sort of a whole violin playing moment for them, and it's just, that's not what it was about, okay? I don't want you sending a nickel if you can't afford it. If you can afford it, and you feel like you want to help support the channel, that's great, okay? But I don't want it affecting your life in any way, shape, or form. And also, if you want to donate directly to a charity, go ahead and do that, all right? Because my channel, if you want to help me and what I do with the money, that's great, okay? That's it. All right, do you mind if I get to this now? Yeah, I work harder than any of the other YouTubers that you see out there. I can tell you that, even though people claim I don't. Oh, Gray, you're full of shit, okay? Last night was the same thing. I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning because this thing didn't work again, and then I only slept 5 hours again, so I get the damn today's show ready. Then I had to play. Then I figured out what the problem is, and it's the hard drive that I was saving the video to, and it wasn't working, so then I saved it to my own hard drive, and then boom, it worked. So now I've got that. I won't have to stay up till 1 in the morning. I'll just be able to do it. Thank you, Kathy Frydenmaker. Oh, come on, Juju Positive. Come on. The whole thing in one shot there? Are you sure? I mean, come on, that's too generous there. Well, thank you, though. Just like that.
Collision, boom, collision, CHAC Alaka.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. Well, I guess that's it for the night then. See you guys later. Thanks, Kathy Chapin. Yeah. So. No, that was very, very kind of you. Thank you. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know if you guys were here last night, but we've got one of the DNA cases that we funded. This one cost me from the, you guys support the channel, but out of the income, I think it was like $8 or $9 or close to $10,000 because it was the full first run, and then we had to do a whole nother set. Okay, so we'll be getting news on this one soon, but isn't it awesome that we actually gave somebody's name back yet again? And I think that's where I put the pressure on myself, but I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be that hard, And that's kind of what I'm doing, It's not as stressful for me now with the, the goal and stuff like that at the top of the screen, but there's days where I just feel strange about the whole YouTube experience, where you're putting out accurate, good stuff, but it's not quite what people want. They want the sensationalism angle and then maybe drill down to the factual stuff later, and you can all pretend that that's where you were landed the whole time, but that's not how I do it. Yeah, so I mean, hopefully like, even if somebody sends in $1, you're part of the DNA funding, and you should feel really proud of that. Okay? And I know people are struggling through times and whatnot, and I don't want you sending in money if you're in one of those people. Do you understand that? I don't need to hear the story, though. Okay? Because it's sort of a weird feeling when it's like, you know, we all have struggles, you know. Yeah. I bet you have the map of where she was located. Yeah, I mean, I thought she was located down here, but I'm going to read through this and get through the document, and we'll just do every single element of this, all right? So here we go. I haven't even read it yet, because I like to read these kind of things on the fly and sort of work through it at the same time. Instead of reading it and then reading it again. That's kind of boring. Unless you wait a month or so, then you read it again, and it's like, oh, wow, look at that. I know. That's the part I don't like to ask, is for the money, you know. Can't stand it. So that's why the goal's at the top. Hopefully people see it. I don't know if it's kind of there. Made it past already, though. Thanks, Juju Positive, and everybody else who was part of that right there. Wow. Nothing worse than... Thanks, Daryl Montgomery. See, right there. On March 31st, 2023, at approximately 8:20 p.m., the Winona Police Department was contacted by a person who identified herself as a friend of Madeline Jane Kingsbury. So this is just a friend. She was born June 1st, 1996. The friend reported to police that she was concerned with the health and safety of Madeline. According to the friend, Madeline had not attempted to contact or communicate with her throughout the day, which the friend indicated was unusual. The friend was concerned and had gone to Madeline's residence, saw her minivan in the driveway, and knocked on the door, and no one responded. The friend also told police that she was aware that Madeline was having issues with their significant other, who also lived at the residence. Now, that's weird, because the address they gave was his father's in the document. Up here, look. So this address right there is where his father lives. The friend identified the significant other as Adam Fravel. Winona police officers met the friend at Madeline's residence, located in Winona County, Minnesota. An officer knocked on the door of the residence and looked in the windows. No one responded, and the other officer did not see anyone inside. Shortly thereafter, officers spoke with Madeline's father on the telephone and learned that her family had also not had contact with her that day. The father reported that it was uncharacteristic of Madeline not to have contact with family members or friends. A Winona police officer spoke with Adam Taylor Fravel, date of birth January 29, 1994, by telephone. According to Fravel, he had not heard from Madeline since early in the morning, that she was supposed to pick up their children at the Winona daycare after she finished working, but she did not. Fravel stated he picked up the children at the daycare and took them to his parents' residence, and that's the address I just told you, in Mabel, Minnesota. Later that evening, officers were able to conduct a welfare check inside the Winona residence and determined that no one was inside the residence. Oh, they're not going on the goal? Yeah, somebody said that last night, too. It's like, man, it's weird that people who don't donate notice that the goal isn't changing. It's like, is that what they're here for? Just up there to watch the super freak? Look at the super freak! You know? Yeah, it looks like Your gypsy's up there, but it probably should be somebody else. It's pretty weird, though, don't you think? Like, let me fix it for you, though. I think there's a thing I have to hit to refresh the cache. Yeah, that's. Yeah, it should have been. Oh, you know what happened was Kathy Friedenmaker donated, and Juju Positive was so quick after hers that it didn't take, and that happens on here. Yeah, well, it is your gypsy because Juju Positive was so fast that it didn't recognize her. It showed up on the stream goal, but see what a waste of time that was to have to go stop what I was doing to entertain somebody's inquiry on something kind of trivial. I mean, the stream goal is the key. The super freak one over there is, you know. I think it did, Daryl. I think it did. Sorry, Juju Positive. I know that you really didn't give two shits whether your face is up on that. Let's see. Well, let me go back up here. I missed this part right here. The charge description is that on or about March 31st, 2023, in Winona County, up here it says, well, let's go up here. Charge murder in the second degree. 40 years in prison, felony. That on or about March 31st, 2023, in Winona County, Minnesota, Adam Taylor Fravel caused the death of a human being without intent to affect the death of any person. Death of a human being without intent to affect the death of any person while committing or attempting to commit a felony offense other than criminal sexual conduct in the first degree with that's so the law is probably what was right here. Cause the death of a human being without intent to affect the death of any person. That sounds ridiculous. While committing or attempting to commit a felony, so not felony murder, other than criminal sexual conduct in the first or second degree with force or violence or drive-by shooting. Law enforcement investigators have spoken with the children's daycare provider who confirmed that both Madeline and Fravel were present when they dropped their children off at daycare on the morning of March 31st, 2023, and this was at 8:05 in the morning. The daycare provider also stated that Fravel was alone when he picked up the children at the end of the day. So yeah, because now Madeline's dead. Huh? Oh no, Ra P. What does that mean? No, I don't think they're. You can type in the real word here, Juju Positive. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's a real word, right? We don't need to have. We don't say all the crazy little trigger, non-trigger words here. Unalived, that kind of shit, right? We actually say the words. Like sexual assault is the term, not what's the word that they use for that? Like a acronym or something? Yeah, SA, yeah, forget that. Jesus. I mean, come on. It's sort of, you know what it is? Like people who've been sexually assaulted, I think it's sort of demeaning to them. Because SA, as soon as you say it, they know what it means, so how does it affect them? How do they, when you go, oh yeah, they were SA'd, Okay, well, they know what S-aid means. So as soon as they know what it means, why does it help them by hearing the word S-aid? Now, if they didn't know what it meant, it was code for everybody else who wants to listen. But it doesn't. So how is that helping somebody? Can anybody give me a good answer for that? Yeah. Type in a 1, not a 1, just type in a reason that using S-aid helps somebody who is a sexual assault survivor. Anybody? In fact, I think it's disrespectful to them because that is what it is, and you're dumbing it down by calling it S-aid. You're making it sort of like this little goofy, oh, S-aid, everybody. It's stupid, okay? All of that shit is. Just like saying unalived, okay? It's suicide, for God's sakes. All right? It's a real thing that really happens. And this is true crime, and people should be able to talk and say the real things. You get what I'm saying, Nikki Zibs? Yeah, it doesn't help them at all. Yeah. I know, isn't that crazy, Juju Positive? Yeah, it's like, why would you use that one? I'm not. I'm just referring to you. Like, you don't worry about typing in the word that you put I don't know if it'll make it into the comments because YouTube blocks words, but just feel free to type in whatever the hell you want to type in. You know, it'll get removed if it gets removed. Hey, why did that one get removed? What happened there? I wanted to read that one. I didn't get to see what it said. Hey, Lisa Valenzuela, I didn't see what you typed in. Man, I never even got to read it. What did it say? Yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous, Jessica. Can you type in what you said again, Lisa Valenzuela? It got removed. Okay. I thought she deleted it. It's weird. Normally I can see what it was, but it got completely removed. And it's my channel. Like, I can't even see it. You know, I know it was an accident, Tracy. You said that, like, 3 times up there. Accidentally. It was an accident. It was an accident. Yeah, they say that stuff all the time. Yeah, I mean, I don't like, people just cussing every second. There's really no reason to. Yeah, I'm not blaming you, Tracy. As a matter of fact, I thought she removed it. I'm just wanting to know what it said. Was anybody able to read it? I mean, that's what the super chats are for, right? Somebody can put a note. Lisa Valenzuela, if you're still out there, can you just type in what you had typed in? Yeah, I was there for I was just about to read it and just. I guess she left. Here's some. Was it really? Well, it must have been nice, man. I hope she didn't get upset. It wasn't meant to be deleted, though. Well, whatever it said, I'm sure it was nice. Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't even show up in the after the show. It's like it's completely gone. Man. Did she take off? Now I feel bad for her. Oh, you don't have to. Don't feel bad, Tracy. People do that all the time. It's accidental, you know. I thought she deleted it at first, but then I saw your name on there, and I was like, oh. But it's weird that I can't read it, because normally you can read deleted comments. She said, this is the only channel I watch. It's simply the best, better than all the rest. Thanks for all the hard work you put in. How do you know that? You got the exact thing she said memorized? That sounds like something she would say. Well, thank you. Thank you, Lisa Valenzuela. Well, why didn't you tell me what it said, Daryl? You let me squirm over here for like an hour? Man, you could have easily typed that in. Oh, maybe she's on the rewind, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Lisa. And when you hear that, thank you. Thanks for the nice words. Yeah, but I can't click on it, and it's my channel. How come I can't click on it and see? She's in timeout? What do you mean? How could she be in timeout? Oh, I mean, all it says was a comment was deleted. Oh, was she put on timeout? Wow, that sucks. How do you know she was put on timeout? Who said that? It doesn't say anywhere that she was put on timeout. I think the comment was just deleted. Well, how come I can't see these things happening on the screen? It's my, it's my channel. All it says up there is message deleted. That's it. There's nothing about being timed out or something. Yeah, she got punished for sending in a super chat. Oh yeah, let me see if that's it. No, I don't have any messages that show that she was. Here, look, this is what I see right here. Look, Lisa Valenzuela right here, right? Message deleted. Nothing else. I can't click on it. I can't do anything. Well, it is kind of easy on when you're using a cell phone or something. You click over here and you click the wrong thing and it goes, it disappeared. Oh, there you go. So you were timed out. Okay. Well, sorry about that, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, send me your address, Lisa, and I'll send you a blue notebook. How do you like that? Email it to me at grayhuze2@gmail.com, and I'll send you the blue notebook. Right? For saying something nice and getting punished. You were punished twice for a nice comment and a super chat. Alright? Does that sound good? I don't know what that means, Alley Cat. Yet again. You're always confusing to me. I'm not the one doing it. I on a laptop, you don't make those mistakes. Oh, you already have one? Okay. Okay, well, thank you. But don't worry, it wasn't something you said or anything. It's easy to click on the button. All right, so can we get back to this though now, please? You'd have to be in there for 6 years, Daryl, because sending notebooks to Canada costs like $30. It's ridiculous. All right. Law enforcement investigators have spoken with the children's daycare provider who confirmed that both Madeline and Adam Fravel, were present when they dropped their children off at daycare on the morning of March 31st, 2023 at approximately 8:05 a.m. Well, how about this, Lisa? Do you actually have one of the other notebooks? Because I have one of the red ones from before left, if you want that one. Okay, the daycare provider also stated that Fravel was alone when he picked up the children. So that means Madelyn, something happened to Madelyn before she was supposed to pick him up later, right? On April 1st, 2023, law enforcement investigators obtained a search warrant for Madelyn Fravel residence in Winona. And that residence is right here. This house right there. And this street view is 2012, so likely not the same. I mean, they wouldn't even, they'd be really young. Probably 16 or 17 years old back then. Okay, and it says the interior of the residence was cluttered, but there did not appear to be overt signs of a struggle. During the search, law enforcement officers located what investigators later determined to be Madelyn's cell phone, jacket, and purse inside the residence. Investigators also located a laptop computer that investigators later determined Madelyn used to work from home. Investigators later obtained access to the cell phone's databases. It was determined that a text message was sent from the cell phone to Madelyn's sister on March 31st, 2023 at 8:15 a.m. So that's right when she would have got home, pretty much. Don't we have the daycare in here? I think we have that. I think it's over here to the right, if I remember correctly. I guess I don't have that. So it doesn't really say. So it's just a daycare provider, I guess. Law enforcement investigators had follow-up conversations with Adam Fravel on April 1st and April 2nd, 2023. During these conversations, Fravel told investigators that he had met Madelyn at college in Winona and that they have had an on-again, off-again relationship for the past 7 years. So since they were both right around 20. Fravel stated that this guy is like a total doofus and like kind of seems crazy a little bit. And she's pretty and cute and nice. I mean, what the hell was she doing? Guess you can't really pick that. Hey, what's going on with the dogs? I can hear him. I can hear him. Uh-oh. She's a hell demon, man. Absolute hell demon. She's just waiting for any sort of move. Fravel stated that they have 2 children, ages 5 and 2. Fravel indicated that Madelyn worked from home in Rochester, Minnesota. Fravel stated that Madelyn would generally travel. Okay, well, first he said that they met in college, but an on-again, off-again relationship. Fravel stated that they have 2 children, ages 5 and 2. Fravel indicated that Madelyn worked from home and in Rochester, Minnesota. Fravel stated Madelyn would generally travel to Rochester for work on Mondays and Fridays. Fravel acknowledged that Madelyn was the primary income producer for the family, and she would forward him money electronically to pay the family bills. Fravel acknowledged that recently their relationship was not working, so they decided to separate and were in the process of moving out of their Winona residence. Madelyn had been looking at different apartments in the area for her and her children to live in. Fravel indicated that about 2 weeks ago, Madeline had told him that she had begun a relationship, oh boy, with another man, but that he did not know how long the relationship had been going on. Fravel stated that on Friday, March 31st, 2023, together he and Madeline dropped their children at daycare, off at daycare at around 8 o'clock in the morning, and they drove home. Once they arrived, Madeline stated she had an online meeting and afterwards was going to Rochester for work. He indicated he observed Madeline go downstairs to her home office. Also during the conversation, Fravel stated he had planned to do property storage runs most of the day. His plan was to travel to his parents' home, there you go, near Mabel, Minnesota, with items he wanted to store at his parents' residence, and return to Winona and take items to Midwest Storage located in Winona. Fravel indicated that prior to leaving for Mabel, he had stopped at a gas station near his Winona residence. He said that when he loaded up Madeline's van, he wasn't really paying attention to what he was loading. Really? But you're loading it up with stuff that... Fravel believed he left his residence and began driving the van, because you know why he's saying that? Because it was only her body in the van. So he doesn't know what he put in there, because that would lead to them saying, well, that's right here, you didn't move that item. So he says, oh, I don't know what I was. Fravel believed he left his residence and began driving the van to Mabel at approximately 10:15 a.m. Fravel continued with the following information. Fravel stated that when he got to Choice, an area in Fillmore County, he started thinking about what he was going to do. What? Let's see. Where is this? I bet Choice is somewhere down here. No, so it's getting close. Okay. Yeah, this is Choice. This is Choice land. Is that what that means? It is kind of cool there, though, you know. So Fravel continued with the following information. Fravel stated that when he got to Choice, an area in Fillmore County, he started thinking about what he was going to do. He said he looked to his rear in the van and realized the items he had were meant to be stored at the storage unit. Okay, right. Not his parents' place. He turned around in the driveway of a barn in Choice. Well, hell, I think we were just looking at that, weren't we? Like right there? I mean, everybody's got a barn here, but I mean, Choice is tiny. There's 5 houses there. But if he was driving down, yeah, that's the one he would have done. He would have turned around in that. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, if this story is true, but that's what I think. So we'll just say he turned around right here. Fravel turns around. Claims he turned around because the items in his car were meant for the storage unit, not his parents' house. Okay, he turned around in the driveway of a barn in Choice and drove back to his residence in Winona. Fravel believed he arrived at the residence at about 11:30 a.m. and emptied the van and Madeline Fravel at their residence, basically. Fravel stated that he did not make any stops on his trip to and from Choice. When he entered the residence, he did not see Madeline. He stated he did notice his car was still home and thought that Madeline may have carpooled to Rochester. Fravel stated he remained at the residence for the remainder of the afternoon. During this time, he texted Madeline but never got a response. Eventually, he went downstairs and Madeline was not there. He stated that he texted Madeline regarding picking up the kids and asked about plans for supper. When she did not respond, he decided to pick up the children at daycare and drive them to his parents' residence in Mabel. Also, during their conversations with Fravel, law enforcement disclosed to Fravel a concerned persons report that Fravel told Madeline that if she did not listen up, also during their conversation with Fravel, law enforcement disclosed to Fravel a concerned persons report that Fravel told Madeline that if she did not listen up, that she would end up like Gabby Petito. That's pretty creepy. Fravel admitted being infatuated with the Gabby Petito case. Fravel also admitted that he made it. Wow, I mean that's another casualty created by Brian Laundrie. Fravel also admitted, his behavior encouraged this guy. Fravel claimed that he was trying to make a joke. The Gabby Petito case made national news. It was the story of a 22-year-old woman who went missing after extensive searches. Petito's remains were found near a park in Wyoming. It was reported Petito died of strangulation. The media also reported that Petito's fiancée claimed responsibility for her death in a notebook. Investigating officers spoke with a friend of Madeline. It's kind of creepy, right, to have that in there for... Investigating officers spoke with a friend of Madeline who indicated that sometime in 2020 or 2021, she was on a video call with Madeline, who was at her Winona residence. Madeline was standing up, holding one of her children, and cooking dinner. The friend observed Fravel enter the room and yell at Madeline to keep quiet. Madeline asked Fravel to calm down, and he stated he was not going to calm down and struck Madeline in the face with his hand. It appeared that Fravel was not aware he was being observed on the video call, and when the friend yelled at Fravel over the video call, he immediately left the room. The friend told investigators that there were several times during video calls that she observed bruises on Madeline's face. When the friend inquired about the bruises, Madeline would cover them with her sweater. So this here sounds like an actual domestic violence case, right? Like where she's doing all those things like that. I never thought, like Gabby Petito's case to me is this weird combination of two I don't know what you call them. They're just a horrible relationship, and Brian Laundrie's the one that snapped first and killed her. Yeah, this one here is the classic, covering up the bruises on the calls. I mean, we see images of Gabby Petito on her trip wearing like bikinis, and there's zero, there's no bruises on her body anywhere. I always thought of the Gabby Petito cases that one day he probably felt so emasculated over all the stuff that had gone on that he just snapped. And he cared about her, but obviously he was a violent. I mean, anybody who has the ability to kill somebody is a psycho. This one right here, this guy's the whole thing. I mean, she probably, sounds like her friend noticed that she was bruised all the time and was covering it up. Investigators spoke with a family member of Madeline. Where are we at here? Let's see. Madeline asked Fravel to calm down. Okay, and then the friend told investigators that there were several times during video calls that she observed bruises on Madelin's face. When the friend inquired about the bruises, Madeline would cover them up with a sweater. Or with her sweater. Investigators spoke with a family member of Madeline. During the conversation, the family member discussed an earlier incident. The family member said she learned Fravel put his hands around Madeline's throat. The family member went with another person to... Wow, that's crazy. Hey, thank you so much, Georgina Stoliker. And Kelly Snyder, we're going to get the avocado here. Thank you so much, Kelly Snyder. Well, let's listen to it. Maybe I'll give you like a, sort of a, for Coker at the end. We'll read a couple articles and then we'll go back tomorrow and do it again. Stop, collaborate and listen. That's back to run to adventure something. Got the whole tightly folds like a half billion nightly. Rule of stuff go. Don't know. Turn off the light. All go. That one's hard to do. About something you did, I was supposed to do. You might not heard on me. You haven't went on for a turn off. It was like you used to get angry and all up that. You'll say what you want to spell my name right. Woohoo! The avocado dance. Thank you, guys. Investigator spoke with a family member of Madeline's. During that conversation, the family member discussed an earlier incident. The family member said she learned Fravel put his hands around Madeline's throat. The family member went with another person to get Madeline. The family member noted Madeline had a red mark on the side of her neck that day. Pursuant to search warrants, investigating officers conducted forensic extraction on 2 Apple iPhones believed to belong to Madeline. Thank you, Snug with a Pug. Or Snug with Pug. Oh, by the way, hold on. I was going to show you this. I forgot to do that. Hold on a second. Here is... oh, my computer's frozen. Here is Zozo's dog Nova. It's pretty cute, right? It's a boxer. But there you go. That's Zozo's dog. A female dog named Nova. Middle name Blue after Blue. Alright, that's pretty good. Middle name Blue. So there you go. Let me see if she sent me. She was going to send me another picture. Probably not. Oh, there. No. Okay, so pursuant to search warrants, investigating officers conducted forensic extractions, and maybe using Celebrite, on 2 Apple iPhones believed to belong to Madeline. A review of the forensic extractions of those 2 phones revealed Kingsbury is the owner and user. There were messages as well as screenshots of messages between Madeline and Fravel dating back numerous years. One screenshot taken on September 21st, 2021 contained the following iMessage conversation between Madeline and Fravel. Hold on a second. All right. Yeah, it's always right around this. Wow, that's kind of late though, 7:08. So this grammar down in here I don't think is right. I think they meant to put the word phone at the end. So it says, contain the following iMessage conversation between the Madeline and Fravel. So just between Madeline and Fravel. You don't put the, you don't need the in there. What is, I don't know who that is. Maddie, you know, I'm not really, so Madeline said this. You know, I'm not really okay with or over the fact that you put your hands around my neck and pushed me down in front of the kids earlier. So don't. I don't know what was after that. Not okay with it at all, but especially with them there. Well, you shouldn't be, there should be no especially. It's just, that's not good, right? I mean, then Fravel said, you'll adjust. What a crazy comment that is. Like, you'll adjust to my physical, assaulting of you. Yeah, you'll be okay. Yeah, just adjust to it. And she says, the F I will. And then she says, you do that again without asking me, and you can go somewhere else. So what does that even mean, though? If you do that again without asking me, hey, do you mind if I choke you? I mean, what a weird thing to want to be asked. I don't really get that part. Yeah, anyways, then it says, you got it, mother. Don't patronize me. That crossed a line. I don't know how that's patronizing. You got it, mother. Don't patronize me. That crossed the line, what you did, referring back to the hands around the neck. Then Fravel said, then mind. Oh, meaning then do what I tell you to do. I was trying to figure out what that meant earlier. Then mind me, like that. And then Madeline said, stop. Maddie's usually from Madison, so it's hard to... Hello, Kendra. Law enforcement investigators were able to obtain videos from security cameras and motion detection. This is the part I'm looking forward to doing. Thank you, Cowgirl Sally. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, like, they do weird sexual stuff with choking, because I don't know why it would be like, if you do that again without asking me. Like, I don't know what that means. I mean, maybe it was something like that, or something. I don't know. It's weird. I think we're missing some text or context here. Is it working now? Yeah, I think so. Well, I don't know, because why didn't... Kelly Snyder should have taken over that spot, right? Now you got me looking at it. Huh. Weird. Don't know. Okay, Cowgirls should be there now because that covers one of them. But yeah, it sounds like we're missing something here. Anyways, law enforcement investigators were able to obtain videos from security cameras and motion detection video devices at multiple residences and businesses located in Winona neighborhood where Madeline Kingsbury and Adam Fravel resided, and along the route of Fravel stated he took towards his parents' residence the morning of March 31st, 2023. The videos reveal the following events from March 31st, 2023. All right, so we've got at 9:44, Madeline's van is observed in the driveway. So let's just do all of, let's get it all in here the way it's supposed to be. Here, I'm just gonna put these like a different 9:44 a.m. Maddie's or Madelyn's van in driveway. Hey, thanks, Eugenie. A person in a light-colored coat is observed walking up to the front of the van, bends over, and appears to remove the front license plate on the van. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Okay, well, see then. And, man removes front plate. Okay. It appears to remove the front license plate from the van. Then at 9:47, the van is still in the driveway, and the same person is observed kneeling in front of the van and appears to be reinstalling a license plate. Oh, probably took the license plate off of his own vehicle. And wow, it's getting crazy now. (9:47) installs new plate. 9:55, a person wearing a light-colored coat or sweatshirt gets into Madelyn's van while it's parked in the driveway on Madelyn Fravel residence in Winona. Okay. And then at 10, so we'll just say it, so that's at 9:55. 9:55 a.m. Husband pretty much, let's just say, leaves right around that time. Then at 10:02, the van is observed parked at the gas station where Fravel said he had gotten gas, and a person wearing a light, let's see, the gas station then has to be like right over here. Let's see. Gas stations in, is it Winona? There. Yeah, Winona. Two minutes later. That means it has to be when you're... Yeah, let's just go right down to the street here. Weird. So it says the van observed parked at the gas station where Fravel said he had gotten gas, and a person wearing a light-colored jacket and matching the general description of Adam Fravel is observed pumping gas. Investigators also noted that the license plate on the van matches the license plate register of the car Fravel, see, I told you, normally drives, and not the plate registered to the van. Investigating officers noted that when they observed the van later in the evening on March 31st and on April 1st, 2023, the license plates registered to the van were back on the van. Man, this got really a lot more sinister and devious quickly. So if he was right here and 2 minutes, let me see where the 2 minutes, you could probably go 1.5 miles, or 3 minutes. Yeah, so you could have gone to this one right over here at least. This one. But why would he go? I guess that's the only one available, maybe? Or. Oof. Jeez. Oh, there we go. Right here. That's the one. Guarantee it. And that's at 10:02. Yeah, so he gets out of there, pulls in there, gets gas, and then he heads right back down south here. Yeah, that makes total sense now. Okay, then at 10:31, the van is observed backed into the driveway at Madeline Fravel's residence in Winona. Okay, so that means it didn't go anywhere yet, I would imagine. So at 10:31, he is backed in. So this is when he's going to load her body into the car at this point with that other license plate on. 10:31 a.m. backed in driveway. So he went and got gas. So he might have, I mean, he does disappear for, you know, a good 20 minutes or so. The van is observed backed into the driveway at the Madeline Fravel residence in Winona. At 11:26, the van is observed driving away from the residence. Okay. So then at 11:26 a.m., van drives away from residence. So he's in the house, probably, you know, wrapping her up or doing whatever he's going to be doing. Doesn't this help you guys? I mean, this sort of feels like you're sitting there or something. It does to me anyways. So right here, that's the house. He backs the van in right to the garage, the driveway garage right there, right? The gas station he was at was this one. We don't know where he was for that half hour, but you know, getting gas there, I would imagine. It's right next to the house. Why wouldn't you do that? And then, let's see. Then 11:44, a van matching the description of Madelin's van is observed traveling southbound on Highway 43 in the direction of Rushford and Mabel, Minnesota. Okay, so it's they don't say where that is though. I mean, maybe let's just say 11. Let's just put it right here for now. Anyways, there's a school there, so maybe 11:44 a.m. Van heading towards Mabel. Okay, and then 11:56, a van matching the description of Madelin's van is observed traveling southbound on Highway 43 in Rushford in the direction of Mabel. Okay, so where is Rushford? Oh, so there. Oh, way down here. So how far? I mean, this isn't very far then, right? Let's see. Okay, that's only 34 miles. So if it left the house at 11:26 and then it's in Rushford at 11:56, yeah, it's like, you know, that's 30 minutes. You could get that far on a highway like, let's just see what it looks like here. If there's even street view, it probably is. Yeah. Yeah, so this looks like a highway you could drive 60 miles an hour on. Easily. So he leaves wherever he was at, and by the way, that was 11:26, was somewhere down here. Like, I don't even, well, that was 11:44. So 11:26, a van leaves his house, and then 11:56, a half hour later, he's all the way down in, where is that again? Rutherford. Oh, Rutherford's way up there. So let me try this again. That's not even, sorry, I screwed up there. So from here, that's only 8 miles away. Or actually, excuse me, 17. So, you know, I guess 44, 17 miles, 44 to 56 is 12 minutes. So I actually, what I'm going to do is move this further away, because that would make sense if that was somewhere around in here, 11:44, because then 12 minutes later it makes it around to this area. On Highway 43 in the direction of, right, so it's on Highway 40, well actually it's on Highway 43, so it's not over here. It's over on this highway. Huh, so I wonder if he drove like this. See how I have it on this map taking 21 down here? He probably took this highway 14 and then came down 43. So I'm gonna go like that. That's where the 11:44 is. And then it continues on 43, down like this, and then Rusford is right down here. Let's see. So 11:56, a van matching the description of Madison's van is observed traveling southbound on Highway 43 in Rushford in the direction of Mabel. Okay, so then down here is 11:56 a.m. heading towards Mabel. Okay, and let me just measure this really quick. From here to there, yeah, it's got to be way higher than that. Yeah, so now I'm going to move this way back up. No, not that one. How far away is this one here? Yeah, that's pretty good, you know. I move it a little bit further down. Maybe something in this area. Because I would think it's about 12 minutes from here to get to here. So you want it to be about a 12-mile distance there. Yeah, everybody hit that like button, would you? Jesus, how hard is it? My God. There are 277 people watching. Not exactly a huge crowd, but these are the most intelligent people out there. So if you could go ahead and hit that like button, that'd be great. Doesn't cost you a nickel. All right, so 1, 2, 3, hit the like button. You sure as hell don't want me to start hitting the auctioneer, do you?
I'm fired out of it now.
Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, hit that like button, 10, 20, go here, 20, 30, 45, 50, hit that like button,
25,
hit that like button,
30, 30, now 5, I'm 35.
Thank you. All right, so we're getting this dialed in now. At 11:56 a van matching description of Madelyn is observed southbound Highway 43 in Rushford. At 11:59 a.m., a van matching the description of Madelyn's van is observed traveling southbound on Highway 43 yet again, south of Rushford, and in the direction of Choice and Mabel, Minnesota. So let's just go somewhere right around in there. Another one right on this number. So that would be 11:59 a.m. heading south. All right, hold on a second, you guys. Look at that. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 comments or mods. By the way, this is what it looks like here. I mean, I guess I could leave it up on the screen. 11:59 a.m. A van matching the description of Madelyn's van is observed traveling southbound on Highway 43. Then at 12:44, approximately 45 minutes later, a van matching the description of Madelyn's van is observed on a video from the same location traveling northbound on Highway 43. Wow. So that means from here, I'm just guessing it could be any, I mean, hell, it could even be one of these homes here, like that house right there, right? It's coming back now at 12:44 p.m. heading north. So that means it had approximately, just like that says, 45 minutes to go down here. But if you look, let's see. So from here to down here is 12 miles. So that would only take 12 minutes. So 24 minutes to get back. So you're looking at like 25 minutes to have done something with her. And that's what they know. They know that there's a 45-minute gap in here. And that he lied about where he turned around, unless he's referring to the initial 30 minutes that's missing up here after he went to the gas station. And that seems to match the time that he said that. Approximately 45 minutes later, a van matching the description of Madelyn's van is observed on a video from the same location, traveling northbound on Highway 43 in the direction of Rushford and Winona. And then at 12:47, see, this will be in that same town matching the same. A van matching the description of Madelyn's van is observed traveling northbound on Highway 43 in Rushford. So basically, this camera and this camera filmed him twice. And we'll just put right here 12:47 p.m. heading north. This might be a good one to make a video on here. At 1 p.m. a van matching the description of Madelyn's van is observed traveling northbound on Highway 43 and turned east onto Winona County Road 12 in the direction of Winona. Okay, so it went up. Wow, so let's see. A van matching the description of Madelyn's van. So at 1 o'clock, a van matching the description of Madelyn's van is observed traveling northbound on Highway 43 and turned east onto Winona County Road 12. Huh. So he's going up this direction. 12. So if he's here at 12:47, that means it'd be like at least 10 miles later. So let's go up, instead of looking everywhere, we'll just, so up around in this area. Oh, there it is. I mean, that's the 12 here. So turned on 12 here on the way back. We already had that. So it's on camera right here. Probably right there at that FedEx freight building there. At 1 p.m. heading east. Right there. And then it says a van matching the description of Madelyn's van is observed in the driveway of her Winona residence at 128. Seems like that took a little too long, but I don't know how often that camera, you know, did it just, it's there at 128 because it was motion activated at a certain point. It doesn't say it's observed pulling in, it says it was observed there. Alright. Yeah, that's 128, not 130. Van observed in driveway. Okay. As part of their investigation, law enforcement officers traveled the route Fravel stated he drove on the morning of March 31st, 2023. Investigators noted that with the exception of the 45-minute time period between the time he observed traveling south of Rushford on Highway 43 and later the same location traveling southbound on Highway 43, the times are consistent with normal accepted travel times between the locations. Right. So there's about 20 minutes of missing time, though, if he went all the way to his parents' house. If he stopped, you know, right after that, he could have 40 minutes of time. On June 7th, 2023, a deputy with the Fillmore County Sheriff's Office was searching a rural area in Fillmore County next to a public gravel road approximately 1 mile from Highway 43. Wow, really? Okay, so let me see. Searching an area in Fillmore County next to a public gravel road approximately 1 mile from Highway 43 between Choice and Mabel. Okay. And that's Mabel. So it's somewhere, well, I mean, that's like his, you know, his father lives right between there, okay? And by the way, is that a gravel road? Curiously. It's hard to tell. It sure doesn't look too paved there. You know, I mean, that's gravel, okay? So it's looking very much like that's the road, okay? Right off of Highway 43. As a matter of fact, what's the distance from here to there? Well, it's 0.98 miles, everybody. And they just said it was a mile, so... All right. Were you guys following along there? On June 7, 2023, a deputy with the Fillmore County Sheriff's Office was searching a rural area in Fillmore County next to a public gravel road approximately 1 mile from Highway 43 between Choice and Mabel, Minnesota. Investigating officers learned that this property had been routinely maintained by one or more of Fravel's family members. Well, there you go. That even answers it. This property was also near the residence of Fravel's parents. Oh, so it was owned by other family members. While searching the property, the deputy located human remains in a culvert adjoining the gravel road. Well, let's see if we can make that out. There's a creek right here. Yeah, that sure has a look of how they look. No, so it's not going to be over there. It's a mile. That's the parents' property there. American Lady. Gray, I received blue notebook today. So awesome. Thank you for the inscription. It means a lot to me. Watch your channel above the rest because you're the best. Best stories, content, map, attitude. Well, I don't know about my attitude sucks sometimes, but I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Okay. That's right. Oh, you did say good and bad. Well, there you go. Well, thank you. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm just a regular human. I get frustrated at stuff like everybody else. Thank you, American Lady. So like right here, this is like an old normal night. Other than the fact that there was one huge one by Juju Positive.
So awesome. Type for the inscription. It means a lot to me. I watch your channel above the rest. BC, you're the best. Best stories, content, maps, attitude, good and bad, and art, chat.
And she loves the chat. There you go. Well, thanks, American Lady. Huh? What are you talking about, Danielle? Of course he snapped. This guy, he went nuts. I don't think it was, I think it was more of a regular, not just snapping though. He finally, you know, his domestic violence crap that he was doing finally ended up in what happens often. I wonder why they didn't call this just Highway, you know, 18. They're trying to be not specific here, but I think everybody already kind of knows. Oh, there you go. That's a bridge, though. That's not a culvert. I kind of think that what I was looking at a few minutes ago might be it. Right here, whatever this is. What do you think about that? Thank you, Alley Cake. Yeah, it looks like another one right here. I don't know if that's what that is or not. Culverts where water goes underneath the road. Wait, is that what that is? Got it. At the actual... So was she in this culvert right there? I think that might be what that is. Look, it goes like this, underneath and around, right at the property. Oh my God. This... Okay, I'm just gonna put. How come they didn't find that right away? As well, though. I mean, if that's where it was, that is the only spot that really kind of makes sense. Because the rest of it, that's a bridge. That's too far away at that point. They said it was a mile. I bet you, if I start over here and I go like this.
Ocean wave, riding with Alley Cake.
Yeah, 1.1 miles right there. Feel good about that spot right there. Hey, thanks, Linda Howe. As in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Well, hey, you did say that, Juju Positive. But see, that's why it's fun to just go through these, because I can do it. You know? Like, reverse engineer a case based on the probable cause. I think we do it better than almost anybody else here, don't you think? By getting the probable cause and reverse engineering the case. We've done that in Kohlberger, Delphi, this one, and just tons of other ones. And that's kind of how you do it. Thanks, Cindy J. And Cindy, thanks for sending me the original link so that I could get a hold of the right person to get the probable cause document. I'm going to drink some water. There we go. All right. Yeah, so let's keep going on that. Let me start over that portion again. On June 7, 2023, a deputy with Fillmore County Sheriff's Office was searching a rural area in Fillmore County next to a public gravel road approximately 1 mile from Highway 43 between Choice and Mabel. Investigating officers learned that this property had been routinely maintained by one or more Fravel family members. This property was also near the residence of Fravel's parents. While searching the property, the deputy located human remains in a culvert adjoining the gravel road. The remains had been wrapped in what appeared to be a gray fitted bed sheet that had been closed with black Gorilla Tape. Investigators noted that during a previous search of the Madeline Fravel Winona residence, they observed a roll of black Gorilla Tape that appears to be the same color and width as the tape found on... So where were they? Investigators noted that during a previous search of the Madeline Fravel Winona residence... Okay, in the residence. Huh. Investigators also noted that the gray fitted sheet appears to be similar to other bedding at the Winona residence. Additionally, the air mattress from the Winona residence was missing a fitted sheet. On top of their air mattress without a fitted sheet were pillows that had gray pillowcases. Additionally, the air mattress from the Winona residence was missing a fitted sheet. On top of the air mattress without a fitted sheet were pillows that had gray pillowcases. The human remains were transferred to the Southern Minnesota Regional Medical Examiner's Office in Rochester, Minnesota. Yeah, the sheet's missing from the bed, right. The medical examiner's office identified the human remains as Madeline Jane Kingsbury from dental records and tattoos. The medical examiner noted that a knotted towel had been wrapped around Madeline's head and neck. The medical examiner's office performed an autopsy. A preliminary autopsy report determined the manner and cause of death as homicide and homicidal violence. So, all right. Towels wrapped around her head and neck. I wonder if she was strangled with that. So, I guess that's about it then. Intentional failure to appear. From the above sworn facts and any supporting affidavit or supplemental sworn testimony, I, the issuing officer, have determined that probable cause exists to support subject to bail or conditions of release where applicable. Defendant's arrest or other law. I think this is all just like standard form. You know, like Kevin Horn says the duramater intact was just, you know, it's a typo. Yeah, it's just a form there. I just didn't uncheck the box. Wow, that's pretty interesting. So, I guess if we break it back down, we can start back up at the top here. Go over here and say that at 8:05 in the morning, they were at the daycare center. I wonder where the daycare is, though. They gave the name, I think, at one point. Or 8 o'clock in the morning, they were at the daycare, and then about 8:15, she was at home because she sent a message to one of her friends. And then at 9:44 a.m., Madeline's van is in the driveway, and there was a man there that removed the front license plates, which is Adam. So Adam removes the front license plate from the van. Then at 3 minutes later, he had already taken his license plate off, probably, and then put his license plate on the front of Madelyn's van. Then at 9:55 in the morning, the van leaves the house. Then at 10:02, the car's over here getting gas at the gas station. And then at 10:31, the car then it's observed in the driveway. It doesn't say that's when it arrives, so it could have got back at 9:08, and that camera, the surveillance camera, just wasn't set off by anything. The only, like, it's probably a ring camera, which are based on motion, and it's probably this person right here. I would almost bet you money that it's not going to be on 2000. I'm not even going to look. 2012, nobody had those. So this house right here probably has a ring camera on it, and when there's motion, it looks over here. So there's times in a neighborhood like this during the day that you could go 25, 30 minutes with nobody driving by. So all they know is that some car went by, set off the motion detector, and there was the van observed at 10:31. Okay, it could have been there at 10:08, 10:15, something like that. Thanks, Annabelle Stealth. But anyways, at 10:31, it was backed into the driveway. And then at this point, he's likely wrapping her up in the duct tape and the towels and sheets or whatever it was. She'd already been strangled, so that was kept with it. She's not alive when he goes to the gas station. So she's dead in the house, and he comes back home, and then he wraps her up in the sheet, all of that. And during that time, he gets her packaged up into the van, and then 11:26, the van drives away from the residence. Then after that, after leaving the house at 11:26, it's seen over here. So what he did when he left was he came out like this and headed right, and went down, I think, on Highway 43 over here. So he drove this direction down like this, and right around in this area, his van was spotted at 11:44. Then he kept driving on 43, and then I think it was 11. What time was that? 11. No, it was quite a bit further down. At 11:56, it's seen right here on Highway 43. And then right here at 11:59, and now you can see there it's heading towards this direction, but there's no more sightings on cameras. And after this spot, the car is 45 minutes is gone. So it likely drove down here like this, came down this road, incredibly, right in front of the driveway of where his parents live, apparently. Put her in this culvert here. This is the only one I can find. There might be another one, but this looks like a culvert. As a matter of fact, you can see the creek going under here, like a little tiny thing like that. Puts her body in here, but there's 20 minutes of missing time. So what was he doing in those 20 minutes? Was he, because that sounds like a pretty simple remove the body, stash it situation. So what was he doing? Did he go talk to somebody and say, hey, what should I do? Hey, put it in that culvert. Who knows, right? But anyways, he likely put it in this culvert here. It's also possible that he had the body stored somewhere else, waited for law enforcement to come search, then put it there, and then somebody decided to search there again. I don't know. It doesn't sound like anybody ever searched there. So I think it's more likely that the body was in this culvert the entire time. So somehow there's 25 minutes or so of missing time. The body's placed here, then drives back up this direction. And on Highway 43, passes here at 12:44. Then passes here at 12:47. So exactly the same 3-minute gap between those two spots again. And then 1 o'clock right here, and then takes a right on 12, Highway 12 here, and then does, I think it probably goes up here and stays on 43 likely, comes into town, then drives around like this, and then comes in and arrives home at 1:28 after dumping her body somewhere. But yeah, it's hard to prove. I don't think you can prove premeditation in this one. And based on the relationship, you could definitely say it was second degree. Like I would say, if Brian Laundrie had been arrested, it would have been second degree murder. Doesn't everybody agree with that? Like, it's not like, you know, he was on this trip and they were together doing stuff. I don't think he was plotting and planning the murder of Gabby on the trip. I think he had a moment where he killed her, and, you know, maybe he would have got 45, 50 years in prison too. Why do I need another link, Cindy? I think we just covered the whole thing. I got the probable cause document. I'll take a look, though. Who knows? But if it's the same thing. Yeah, I just said that. Second degree murder. Okay, yes, and there's a $2 million bond, and they're not going to release how she was killed. Okay. No, there isn't a press conference in that. You just sent me a tweet. It doesn't help me to send me a tweet from somebody about a press conference. Send me the link to the press conference. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you know, when you're sending me links, help out. You know, don't just make it something where I have to work during a live show to try to find something. Yeah, so I think Brian Laundrie would have been second degree. This guy is probably the same. He probably felt like he was pretty similar. He was angry. Yeah. So 2 hours and 8 minutes. Didn't we watch the press conference yesterday? Or is there a new one? See how we're standing around waiting now, because apparently there's a press conference. It's not in the tweet. Just send me the link to the press conference. Thank you, Cindy. Or is that, are you sending me a link, or is that just a screenshot of a... Here, I'll just go out to the internet. I'll go to Twitter myself. Go to Jennifer Coffindaffer. And... Alright, well there you go. Let's do it. There you go, Cindy. You sent me a link. Something useful. Although there's no sound. Do I have to go over here? Hold on.
Case. Today you will hear from Winona County Attorney Karen Sonneman. She will offer some prepared remarks, and then we will have time for questions at the end. But as always, I do need to offer the caveat that this is an ongoing and active investigation.
Can you hear it?
The prosecution is also just beginning, so there are some things we will not be able to discuss today, and we do ask that you respect and understand that as we get into the question portion of today's news conference. In the meantime, I'd like to invite up the county attorney.
It's kind of
Good afternoon.
yeah, see, this is
Winona
on
County
Facebook.
Attorney Karen
It's not
Sonneman,
Twitter.
and I'm here today to announce my office filed charges against Adam Taylor Fravel for the murder of Madeline Kingsbury. Behind me is the team from my office and some law enforcement, but the team from my office that I have assembled to prosecute this case. This includes Special Assistant
Cindy.
Winona
But
County
yeah, try to
Attorney
find like the
Phil
original
Prokopowicz,
source and just send it so I can
who
click
I
on
have
it.
hired
and
to
it goes
lead our
somewhere.
prosecution team. Mr. Prokopowicz is retired from the Dakota County Attorney's Office, where he served many, many years as the chief
Yeah, he's
deputy
just like
in
Jody
the criminal
Arias.
division.
This
My
guy.
team and I are committed to seeking
The
justice
male
for Maddie
version.
and her family. We have charged Mr. Fravel with second-degree intentional murder and second-degree unintentional murder. Some of you may be wondering why my office did not charge first-degree murder against Mr. Fravel at this time. Let me explain the law in Minnesota. In order to charge first-degree murder, a prosecutor must present the case before a grand jury, and the grand jury decides whether there is probable cause to support an indictment for
I mean, I can
first-degree
turn
murder.
it up if you guys want.
Because this case remains an active and ongoing law enforcement investigation, we may seek additional charges in the future. At this time, it's my understanding that Mr. Fravel remains in custody. The judge this morning set his bail at $2 million unconditional and $1 million conditional. His next court appearance is scheduled for July 20th, 2023 at 1:45
I can
p.m.
want the full screen again.
We know many of you
Sucks.
committed to seeking justice for Matt. The prosecutor must present the case before a grand jury, and the grand jury decides whether there is probable cause to support an indictment for first-degree murder. Because this case remains an active and ongoing law enforcement investigation, we may seek additional charges in the future. At this time, it's my understanding that Mr. Fravel remains in custody. The judge this morning.
Yeah, you could definitely see. I mean, I could see a make. I mean, I'm probably really loud because I turned up the gain for the audio on this thing, but you know, they've been having these arguments and they were breaking up, and I think the kids are shared between them, so there might be other elements here that we're not aware of currently, that he didn't want her, he did have to pay child support to these children, and maybe we'll find that out, or you know, for the children, to Maddie, so he ends up killing her so he gets the kids, and then he doesn't owe child support, and he also gets to control the situation instead of what do you mean she's louder? I don't know what you're saying, but anyways, the yeah, definitely they could come up with some other elements here that might make it a different charge. I think in the Brian Laundrie case, it's even more obvious that it's second degree. This one, though, had something different going on because they weren't really dating anymore, and like, you know, what's going on there? She didn't want to be with him, and he was violent. This is an absolute domestic violence case. This one here has every one of the elements.
Set his bail at $2 million unconditional and $1 million conditional. His next court appearance is scheduled for July 20th, 2023 at 1:45 p.m. We know many of you are concerned for the well-being of Maddie's two children. They remain in Maddie's father's care and will stay there for the time being. The child protection case that my office is also handling remains open and active. A determination in that CHIPS or child protection matter will be made at a later date. We have heard from so many individuals how wonderful a person Maddie was. She had a bright future, and Mr. Fravel took that from her. By charging him today with her murder, we intend to hold him accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Thank you.
That ends the prepared statement. We're ready to take some questions again with that caveat that there are some things we just won't be able to share. So if you have a question, feel free to shout it out.
And Ms. Sonneman, how do you think Maddie was killed?
At this time, I can only say that the investigation is ongoing and active, so I'm not going to make any comment about that at this time.
Mr.
I bet she was strangled.
allowed, will he be able to see his children? Can you explain kind of how these phases will work together?
Yes, a good question. There's also a family court custody case going on as well, which is, so there's really 3 proceedings. But in the child protection case, there were certain conditions in that case also where Mr. Fravel could have supervised and secure visitation.
Yeah, like she was the one making the money. He didn't. She was the main breadwinner. See, here's the thing. He had so much to lose. So not only was he not the main breadwinner, he was going to have to start paying child support. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the same case as Cheryl Coker. As a matter of fact, you know what's weird about the Cheryl Coker case? She drops her daughter off at school at, like 7:45 in the morning. It's exactly the same story. Then she comes back home, and Bill Coker's in the home, and he even says later that she must have been abducted while he was still in the house. And he's still walking around on the streets. I mean, what a joke.
Visitation with his children, meaning in a secure site, under observation, basically. If he bails out, the court allowed him to continue to have that supervision under those conditions that were in the child protection case. So that.
Plan on asking that to be revoked, though?
There is a later hearing in the child protection case, and I can't comment at this time on that, but all options are open.
Can you explain why there are 2 separate second-degree murder charges? What is the difference and what are the
But there are two charges because one is called intentional murder and the other is unintentional murder. And at this time, as I explained, we can't charge first-degree murder, but we can charge those 2, and based on the evidence that we felt we could prove.
Yeah, maybe there's even a life insurance
with,
policy. Who knows?
With certainty, from our perspective, beyond a reasonable doubt, those are the most serious charges we can charge now. The difference between those is that the individual's conduct would be intentional to cause the death of a person. The other is that their actions unintentionally cause the death of the person.
What's that?
Can you go into detail about those 4 deaths that the difference between intentional and unintentional?
Well, I would refer you to the Minnesota statutes, but it's basically just that a person had the intent to cause the death of another individual and took such actions that were intentional, and the result was that person was killed. Unintentional is just as it really states, that actions were taken and that person didn't really mean to have that, whatever the actions they did, they didn't really want it to result in a death, but it did.
Was Maddie abused? Talk about during the Zoom hearing, your special prosecutor told the judge about Fravel mocking officers, making flippant comments. Could you shed a little bit more light on some of these interactions?
I won't go into great detail, but what he was referring to was when as part of the child protection proceeding, the children were he had.
What do you mean? It's pretty obvious. It's him. It is him. We don't need to. There's no. It is. He did do it.
And as you can, if you've read the complaint, and please read the complaint because it's very detailed. It'll answer a lot of your questions. But as we put in the complaint,
I mean, you think he's going to put a body, some rando
he went and
person is going to somehow there was some alien spacecraft that switched spots with him and then happened to bury her body in a culvert right next to his parents' house? Just pure luck. Yeah.
Took the children from the daycare and brought them to his parents' house. So at the time the child protection case was initiated, the children were with him in his parents' house in Mabel, Minnesota. And so part of the child protection case was that Winona County was taking custody of those children. And so social workers and
Thank you,
law
Norm
enforcement
Skin.
went to secure the children, and that's where some of those behaviors were exhibited by Mr. Fravel.
Was Maddie controlled and
Just a second. Here, she's. Go ahead. You're.
Sure. In the
Yeah.
press conference yesterday, you mentioned digital evidence from helping negotiate Maddie's body. Is that the video footage that was outlined in
Well, and I think I didn't say that, Chief Williams did.
Sorry. I think you said it.
Yeah, but at this time, again, I can only say that this is an ongoing and active law enforcement investigation, and we have just started our prosecution. So.
There are instances in the complaint that refer to this. Was Maddie controlled and abused during their relationship by Adam Fravel?
Again, our case is ongoing as far as law enforcement investigation, and what's in the complaint is what's in the complaint. And again, this is just the beginning of this case, and there's more investigation to do. But there may be additional charges.
This hurts my ears.
But again, first-degree murder can only be obtained through a grand jury proceeding.
Well, what happens after July 20th?
It depends on what happens on July 20th. So, okay, so.
Time for a couple more.
Well, thanks, Cindy, for the link. But here, wait, hold on a second. Thank you, Gene Darcy. So here's the thing, everybody. When you send links and like, great, check this out, make sure it's ready to go right when I click it. You know what I mean? Like if I'm doing the show. Now, if it's not the show, you can just send me links and then I can look around and whatever, right? But if it's during the show and you want me to do something, just make sure it's like ready to click on, like, okay, boom, here we got it. Does that make sense? You know, I appreciate everybody sending to me, but that's just how I sound when I'm sort of frustrated when I'm trying to get something done right now and it's not happening because it's not there right away. You get what I'm saying? All right, anyways.
As the complaint
Oh, are you on
indicates,
Rewind,
we stated it was an
Danielle, or
individual
something?
that
Or-
was observed changing license plates, and those are the type of issues that we would want to identify if this case goes to trial. So,
Did he go straight to the spot where the body was eventually found, or did he go to the farm first? There's an unaccounted for 45 minutes, it says.
again, our case and law enforcement is an ongoing investigation. It's still active, and those are.
Yeah, look at that. Annabelle Stealth is saying, the best advice I've ever heard from GHI, women leave them immediately and don't force support. Gray's uniformity, a genius. Yeah, but anyways, it's true. See, even though it's like, there's these guys out there that you go, that's bull crap. They should pay support. Well, how about you do it like this? Make it on your own. I mean, I've said this 1,000 times. If you got it doesn't. Some people are like this guy. Like if you're in a relationship and the guy really, you didn't get along at all, and you have a child and you want to have the child and he doesn't like you and you guys never really, just is one of those horrible situations. Do it on your own. Okay? Do not force the person to pay child support. And if the government tries to step in, you got to figure out a way, because that's when the monsters, they come out. All right? And it's true. I mean, the thing, what I'm telling you is true. Most of the time, though, if you, let's say there's some guy that, he's a decent guy. He's going to want to pay the child support and everything like that. But you know what might work better for some of those guys, the nice ones? To just have an agreement privately with them. They'll probably give you more than they would if they're forced to. I mean, think about how horrible. See, most women don't have to experience it, and I haven't experienced it myself. But think about it, and pretend you're the guy, and you have to all of a sudden pay $1,000 a month, and you don't even like the person. Okay? Think about it like that, and then just go, wow. I mean, that's such a horrible burden on you, too, right? And the person, maybe they didn't want the child. So the thing is when that's where the whole abortion and shit comes up, because once a woman is pregnant, they have all the rights and the men have zero, right? So they get to choose on if it lives or it dies. And even if the guy really wants you to have the baby because he really wants to have a kid, he can't force you to have it. and you can just abort it and to hell with him. So I actually think there should be a law where if the guy doesn't want it, he can have sort of a legal version of that, where he just goes, I'm never going to see the child. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And he doesn't pay anything. And then it's up to you to do that. That would remove so much of the murders. How many murders have we seen because of child support? Right? Now you go, well, they should have thought of wearing condom. Okay, forget, you guys, it's so childish to bring up those comments after the fact. Okay, let's talk about the reality of what really happens. Okay, let me say this: if you have a guy that you don't get along with at all, and it's a nightmare, and you have a child of his, and you force him to pay child support, your life is going to be a nightmare for 18 years. However, if you say, listen, I'm going to take care of this kid, you don't have to pay anything, you just can't visit him. Or, if you, or you just say, like, if you want to send some money in it every once in a while, go ahead, but it's my child, I'm going to take care of it. And you'll feel so much prouder about yourself that you did it, and you won't have the nightmare and stress about this wacko over here. It's unfortunate that there's people like that, but it's just the reality of it. Most guys aren't like that, though. 95% of the men out there that have children with somebody else, even though they don't like to do the monthly payments and everything, they'll still just do it. It's not something they're, happy about, and it's not really the greatest situation, but they'll just do it. But then there's the handful. If you're in one of those situations, that's what I would say to do. Now, you don't have to agree with it, but you're going to be in a really shitty situation. I think all women have the power to be the masters of their own universe and do what they can. And the reason I think that way is because my mom was like that. She raised 3 boys by herself and we were poor, and she still did it anyways. And my dad only had to pay $100 a month for 3 kids and never paid it. He was an idiot, right? But she made it so. I mean, she did it. She put herself through night school, all that kind of stuff. And, any one of you can do it. So if you're out there and you happen to be in that situation, just if it's a nightmare for you and it's a stressful world having this other guy out there, then just cut it loose and say, listen, you don't have to pay ever again. I'm going to do this. Okay? You can do it. Now, the problem is the state jumps in when you can't afford it anymore. They go, oh, well, and then they go find who the dad is, and they force the dad to pay, and then it starts the nightmare all over again. It's ridiculous.
There are issues that I can't comment on now.
That's always been starting to come out of Fillmore County in terms of possibly moving the body, feeling it.
It should. 50-50 should stop payments. Here's something I don't like, though. So if a guy owes $1,000 a month child support, it counts as a debit against him. Like let's say you went to buy a house. The $1,000 counts as if he owed $1,000 a month credit card payment, right? The wife, or the female, on the other hand, gets to count it as income coming in. Is that fair at all? Shouldn't the $1,000 the guy spend just be what it would have been like if they were together? That just still would have came out of his pocket and not be counted in any way, shape, or form against his income? Don't you guys agree with that? That the $1,000 is just what it would have been had they been living together, right? Put a 1 if you agree with that. But that would make it better too. That the guy, it doesn't count as a debit against him. It's not fair whatsoever at all. I mean, it's just, and I know this because I used to be at this place, CUNA Mortgage, a long time ago, and those would actually show up on there. It's ridiculous. Why should somebody have to count it as a debt against them? You must not have heard what I said, Susan. Because it's anybody who thinks it's a 2 has a screw loose. All right, here we go.
I'm sorry, what?
Additional
Sir-
charges in Fillmore County?
Again, this is an ongoing investigation. I'm sorry I keep having to say that, but I don't want to compromise the integrity of either the law enforcement investigation or our prosecution case.
And that is
Thank
all we
you.
have time for today. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
do want to clarify, though, Lou, to your question, it's in the charging document, but the medical examiner's office did rule that the manner of death was homicidal violence. So it is in the charging documents. If you have read
Yeah,
those, if
so
you haven't, I highly
she didn't
suggest
die
that you do.
naturally,
It
is what
adds
they're
a lot
saying.
of context as to why these charges were presented and some more context to the case as well. And just for myself on a personal note, I want to thank you all for being out here. I know for many of you it's a decent drive to get out here to Winona, and we really appreciate your continued coverage of this case. It has made a really big difference in keeping up the confidence and the spirits of the community as we continue to work through what is a really difficult case and prosecution and ongoing investigation, as we've said. So thank
And also, don't you think the $1,000 for child support, like every nickel should go to the kid? You know, like, because that's his portion, his half of what he was going to spend if the kid was still at his house. So shouldn't the entire nickel, and I think it should also be all counted up. I think there should be every month, it's, okay, I spent $1,000. Here's where 200 went to for milk, 150 here, and it's all there on a little ledger so that it can be proven. Because if you're not spending the 1,000, then give back the rest of it to the guy, right? I mean, it's just weird how they come up with this stuff. But regardless of that, that's not the main point. The main point is that women, it's not common, but when you're in those situations where there's a violent person that is the controlling types, remember we talked about the pit bull and the cobra types, those wackos. Just don't be the one that's forcing the child support on those people, because that's where you get into your really dangerous situations. It's so common. It's almost it's funny how the courts don't seem to realize what's going on out there. I mean, I would say this year we've done 4 or 5 of these. And then there's a whole bunch more that never made the news. Well, I don't know. No, I'm saying I don't say Maddie was doing that, but I think eventually, once custody of the children got determined, she likely would have she was going to move into an apartment with the kids. That was in the document. So she was going to move, or it was either yesterday or today's document, where she was going to move into an apartment with the kids, and he was going to whatever he was going to do. She's the main breadwinner and the mother, and they usually get the preferential treatment in custody. Now, there are men that get custody, but it's not common whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you again so much all for being here.
Thank you all.
I don't think that was the greatest press conference in the world. Kind of ho-hum. But thanks again, Cindy J. Took me a little work to click on it and go to Facebook to get the link in the proper format, but wouldn't have known about it otherwise. I know you think that's insane, KK, but that just means that the person who's getting it's greedy then. Because why shouldn't the dad get to know where the $1,000 is going? When you're buying stuff for kids, the big chunks of it, put those on there. Oh, I got diapers, I got the milk. Now, if you buy the kid a ice cream bar, how come that wasn't your money? So you're being sort of greedy if you think like that. Yeah. So how about whenever you buy the ice cream bar or the hamburgers and stuff, that comes out of your money. But the other 1,000 can't go to rent, can't go to anything like that. It goes to things for the kid. Huh? Right, because it's a month, not a year. And that means you chose. See, that's the problem with KK is you're choosing to put your kid somewhere where it costs way more than normally it should cost. So why should the burden be on the dad to to make sure that works. Hey, I want my kid to go to a $5,000 a month school. It's really great. It's one of the best ones out there. But can you afford it? Well, yeah, I can if I get the child support. Now, he's got to send in... Man, that just sounds greedy as hell to me. You know? Yeah, that's what I think too, Rosie girl. What the court should say is, what does it really cost a month to support the child's food needs, any things for school and stuff like that, and let's split it down the middle, and that's the cost that the father has to send in, and you'll be spending the other half. But they don't really do it like that. They just go, yeah, willy-nilly, yeah, you owe $2,000. Yeah, good. Oh, good. Well, just don't worry about him, KK. Just do your own thing. Go move, do your, you can kick ass on yourself, by yourself. Now, I don't know if he's a nice guy or something. Maybe he's a nice guy. Maybe one day he'll do that. But if he's a violent person or mean or whatever it is, you guys don't get along, just figure out how to make it. You can do it. Nobody said that, Renee. Renee, you're not paying attention, Yeah, you're just always doing that. Try to focus, Renee. Try to pay attention. Let's see. So that should be on the parent. Yeah, so I think it should just be equal. The mother's doing all the heavy lifting. Well, how come the guy didn't get to have the kid? He would have been doing the heavy lifting. I just think there's a total bias and unfairness in it. And I just, Oh, the Denver won again? Jesus. That sucks for Miami. Watch Miami win on the road. They seem to do better over there. Yeah, in your case, it's not equal because he's not paying anything, KK. My mom actually tried to get my dad thrown in jail a couple times for just not paying ever. I mean, he only had to give $100 a month, although this is 1971. But I mean, $100 a month is just garbage. I mean, for 3 kids, $33 a child. What do you think of that? Right, Renee. All the guy has to do is write a check. Right. What a naive comment that is. Whew. Wow. Let's see. They said if you win 3, you have 85% chance. Yeah, well, especially the way they just did that, because they won 2 in a row on the road in Miami after Miami had beat Denver in Denver. And the problem is, Renee, when you make comments like that up above, when you're not paying attention, the trolls always pick up on the comments like that and make it seem like it's reality. So thank you very much, Renee. Thank you very much. Hey, thanks, John Dunn. We've been missing you on the Jodi Arias trials, John. You remember how you like to get the...
Just donated PayPal.
Yeah, I don't know what, it was weird. John Dunn ordered one of those tumblers, and he sent me the order of it, and it was like it's just sort of frozen somewhere. I think I'm going to move vendors. I'm going to switch from Teespring to somebody else. Yeah. Well, you got to realize what you type in, Renee. You got to be paying attention. I never said anything like what you just said. Nor did I even infer anything like that. I even explained how my mom worked really hard by herself, but she made it. Okay? It's trying to avoid the murders when you have evil people. Now, if you don't have... the father is just a normal dude in society and willing to pay it, then that you're in a good position there. But if you're in one where it's a really really angry person there, it's literally better to just do it yourself. And it was your choice, by the way, to have the kid, right? So if you're choosing that, then be willing to take full responsibility, right? All right, let's see. Yeah, well, the tumbler, so he ordered one and it never made it. So I ordered a different one today. The same one, though. Hopefully it gets there. It's crazy. Well, Juju, positive, send me your address. I'll send you one of those. Right. It's so quiet. Said that he was chasing them off. Oh, really? From searching where? What are you talking about? I knew someone in a situation like Maddie. She gave the guy a lump sum to get lost. Yeah, well, we don't know exactly the situation that he was in.
Sorry I copied you on issue. Won't happen again. Smiley face.
Oh, it's you copied me on it. I thought that was just to me. I don't see anything from PayPal though that came in. Maybe did you send it a while ago or? But yeah. Oh, I thought that was to me. Now I get it. So you were just forwarding it so I could see it. Because I was wondering, the wording sounded so like we'd never communicated before. That's funny. Here, let me read it. What did it say? It said, "Hello, this item has not arrived. Please provide an update on the current status of delivery. Thank you." I was like, man, John, I mean, I know you a little better than that. Yeah, hopefully they're on it. Well, I sent them one on their website. That's the only reason there's that number. I don't even know if they're working on it. It was an automated thing, so, well, hopefully. You probably end up with 2 of them. Well, I don't know. Then she wouldn't know, right, Renee? I mean, I guess she just wouldn't know. Not sure how to answer that one. All right, I think, let's see. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. Blah. It doesn't, there's a cutoff thing on there. It doesn't let me go any higher. I forgot what that was. I have 1 child because that's all I can afford. Yep. Yeah, it's weird how these people out there they sleep around and have like 9 kids and don't have a job, and then each of the parents pays money or the state covers it all, and it's like, how come we're doing that? Why are we doing that? Okay. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Well, thank you. Well, that was Rebecca N. Yeah. I don't have a PayPal from you there, John Dunn. Maybe it got frozen. Maybe it's in that same nebulae that the Tumblr is in. And I got your email, Juju positive. We'll ship one off. I have 1 child. Yeah, but we've been missing you on the Arius trials because you used to like to even the numbers out. That was you, wasn't it? I don't know if my memory's good enough. You're like, man, that 419 or whatever it was, I can't remember how that worked. It was pretty funny. And we had it all squared away and had a good number going, and then somebody put in like $1.56. Thanks, Eugenie. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's an actual video of him? And that's all it is, just creepy. Where were you located when he behaved this way. How do we know how he's behaved? There's no wording. It's just somebody named Shelley posted that, and they go, "How can he behave that way?" What do you mean behave that way? Looks like he's pushing a lawnmower. He would not help search, but will harass the people who do. Please tell me this has been shared. I don't know what this is right here. There's no description of it. It's just, you know, she put a photo there, and then up at the top it says, I mean, is there any... Creepy. Where were you located when he behaved like this? What do you mean behaved? What? How is he behaving? Nobody described the behavior. And then it said, Courtney, you know, somebody said scary. He would not help search, but will harass the people who do. Please tell me. Okay, yeah, well, I don't see that on this screenshot here. It just, there's no description for me. Yeah. Looks like he's pushing a lawnmower. Or a thatching machine. I guess so. I guess so. I should just through osmosis understand it. Don't you? Okay, well, I don't really have much more to do tonight. What do you guys... I think I might make a video with this one, though. I think. And I could just get rid of all the stuff that I have on there and then just do the route and the timing and, you know, where it went. It's always easier to see it when you actually watch it. And then it comes down here, and then it just goes dark, and then 25 minutes later, comes back up this way, passes here at 12:44, after passing it the first time at 11:59, but it's only from here to the father's house. It's probably about 14 miles, I would say. Because of the curve, it's not straight, all this little windy stuff. So maybe more like 13 and a half miles. So that would be, driving 60 miles an hour would be 27 minutes. So you have 18 extra minutes that were spent where the car wasn't moving, likely. So that means the body was probably dumped in that 18 minutes of time. Oh, well, thanks. Thank you, John Dunn. There it is. All right, well, thank you. Appreciate it. you know, it's okay. I didn't realize it was a copy. If I'd known it was a copy, it wouldn't have bothered me a bit. I thought, man, I suck. So then I went out and bought him another one because I didn't, you know, I don't like it when somebody orders something and I don't have any control over Teespring and how they get you stuff, but I put it there. They're supposed to be, I don't know, it's sort of like they're the drop shipper or whatever, but they also make the items too. So, yeah, hopefully they resolve it. What's the question marks for your Gypsy? I don't get it. Everyone for a generous donation. Yeah, that was cool. And a special thanks to Juju Positive up there, who, you know, that one donation alone made the entire stream goal, but without it, we'd be about $70 short of the goal. So that was so huge. So thank you very much. Yeah, I ordered you another one. Well, it's okay. Maybe you'll never get the other one, and this one will make it to you. So let's just wait and see how it all pans out at the end. That's why I sent you that screenshot today. I just ordered you another one. Hopefully it makes it. I don't know what the deal was. Yeah, it's almost doubled. Yeah, but I'm just saying without Juju Positive, who put in a 5-time cat eye donation, a 250 really. So, but it, it's not bad. I guess the night was great altogether. But I mean, even without hers, it would have been okay, I guess. No, we're not doing Cheryl Coker tonight. I was maybe going to start Cheryl Coker, but if you read the description, it's not on there. Nor the thumbnail, because I wasn't sure. And also, Cheryl Coker just needs it to be a whole night by itself. So that's what we'll do tomorrow, okay? Cheryl Coker. Yeah. But I might be driving out to a crime scene or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But also, tomorrow's the closing arguments for the defense, the rebuttal, and verdict in the Jodi Arias case. Then you have the penalty phase after that. So, all right, you guys. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. And let's see. Thanks to Danielle, Charisma, Tyler Hackner gifted a membership, Jill, Your Gypsy, Kathy Friedmaker, Juju Positive, Kathy Chapin, Daryl Montgomery, Georgina Stoliker, Kelly Snyder, Snug with Pug, Cowgirl Sally, Eugenie, American Lady, Allie Cake, Linda Howe, Cindy J, Annabelle Stell, Norm Scanlon, Jean Darcy, John Dunn again, and Eugenie gifted another membership. So thank you. And the thing is, everybody, like I was saying before, I don't want people sending in super chats that don't have the money and can't afford it. Okay, I'm not, if I'm talking about trying to get the goal up or something like that, I'm not referring to you, obviously, right? It's people that can. That's who I'd like to help support the channel. I don't want it affecting their lives or anything like that. But the thing is every time I say that, you don't need to type in all of the struggles that you're going through when I'm saying that, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm not, you don't need to have it explain why. You're not one of those people you're one of the people that I'm telling you don't need to worry about it, okay? So that's what I'm telling you, is you don't need to worry about it, okay? But you don't need to type it in, because then it sort of seems like a self-serving sort of moment where you're trying to, I don't know, it's just odd to me when people do that. Never understood it. Yep. Well, you know what? Yeah, because it took a while to get through it, but we got through the probable cause document. It was pretty interesting. I mean, they really, when you see a case like this, how come they can't arrest Cheryl Coker's husband? I mean, this has the same amount. His is worse than this one. Isn't that odd, you guys? Like, honest to God, you look at a case like this, how come he is arrested, this guy, and Cheryl Coker's husband isn't? It's worse in his case. So maybe, hopefully, there's different laws in different states, but come on. I mean, this is crazy. You'll see tomorrow what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me do a spin for a notebook here. There we go. Juju Positive has a good chance here. You never know, though. It's probably over 50% chance. But oh, look at that. There it is. See? And then when I remove that, that's all there's left after that. I don't know if I got everybody in there, but, you know, I tried. So do you want the notebook too, Juju Positive? Get a whole bunch of stuff being shipped over there. The blue notebook. All right. Well, I think I have your address because you just sent me one a minute ago. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Like I said yesterday, there's going to be a news release some point coming up here on one of the cases that we funded in DNA. You know, like the forensic genetic genealogy. Part of our fund. What's going on, Blue? Oh, he wants to eat something. Blue wants to eat something. You hear? He was like whining over there. Did you hear that? Poor Blue. Look at the face on him, because he knows there's chicken in the kitchen. Here, let me do this. Oh, he's just no. Look at the stare. Just looking for something. Can I just get something to eat? Just something. Just a bite of something. If I could just have something. Is it going to be my turn soon? Is it going to be my turn soon? Just something. Please. Please, it's my turn. I'm never going to get a turn. Gosh, I can't stand this. Give me a turn. Just something, a piece of chicken. Just something. I just want a little piece of something, please. I'll never get one. I'll never get anything. Oh, God. Can you guys hear him? He's making that sound. He's like... I want something. Go get it, Blue. Wait, me? I can get something? No, Blue. No, he's not stuck, you guys. Why are you guys asking that? That's such a ridiculous question. Poor Blue. He just wants something to eat. I just want something to eat. Just something.
Not done yet. Almost done.
See, and I'm not the one. You know what? I am the one that's not even being mean, but they seem to think that sometimes. Because she's the one that eventually gives. I let him eat the dog food and I give him snacks here and there, but she makes this big plate of chicken, and it's pretty funny. But,
Boy, he's gonna get one too.
yep. All right, you guys. Well, we'll let you know if Blue ever got something to eat, you guys. Tomorrow, I'll let you know if he was able to get a bite of something. We just don't know at this point. Poor Blue. Poor Blue. Yeah. All right, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And thanks for listening. I mean, I hope you guys don't think that's such a crazy idea. That I think women are way stronger, and you have the ability to raise a kid on your own if you want to. You can figure out a way to do it. If you're in a situation when the guy is nuts, okay? The other situations, it's cool and everything, but you can figure out a way, right? Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. The bunny's dancing by himself. During this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gregel's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody?
All right, everybody, thank you. Goodbye.
What the hell was that? You're supposed to go, good night, everybody, gee, like that, remember?
Oh, yeah. Good night, everybody. Gee.
Ah, perfect.
Thanks, Gray.
No problem.
Oh my god, awkward.
Drama!
Breaking up is hard to do.
That would fall under the category of something bad.
Are you angry at me?
And Grits for Brains here shoots him. Did you hear what I said?
Don't ask dumbass questions.
Those are good ones. I love that. Mr. Martinez, are you angry with me? That's probably one of the better quotes that are out there. Come on, you got to give him that. Like, and when Juan Martinez is yelling at one of the psychological witnesses, the domestic violence witness, she says, "Mr. Martinez, are you angry with me?" That's awesome.
Are you angry at me?
All right, see you guys later. Bye-bye.